All right, we're live with the Jeep Life podcast. We're waiting for everyone to show up and talk to us. Yeah, we're coming a little bit late to everybody, and I apologize to that. Technical difficulty getting hosts to show up for work. Yo, what's up, Scott?
I see Mike is on already.
I love it, Troy. How about that big wheeling event you had today? 128 Jeeps, I believe. They went to Nemo Tunnel, I believe.
Oh.
What Jeep club was that, Troy? It wasn't Mid Jeeps. That's out of Memphis. What was it? What's up, Gary? Kristen, Mike, yo, what's up? Hey, Melissa, how you doing? My top down buddy. All right, since we're getting in, I can bring everybody up on screen. And as you notice, hey, what's up, Clark? How you doing? Dave Gerard from Pypes. Neil, how's it going, buddy? Clark, man, the Jeep looks great with those new tires on it. I like the look, and I love what you're doing.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don Bray's on, everybody.
What's going on?
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, Billy was unable to attend tonight. He is tired, and
Well, he can't be skiing because it was 85 degrees out today.
I don't know about that.
He'll try it. Let me tell you.
Yeah. He was on somebody's roof with skis, I'm sure.
I'm sure somebody was driving the buggy,
Yep.
and he was skiing in the mud.
Yep.
Yeah, his buggy has about 1.5 inches of mud on it now. He had an event this weekend and everything. Scott, I tried to crop Frank out.
Really?
It's like Tom and Jerry.
It really is. Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing? Jason, how you doing? So we do have Frank. I literally like 45 minutes ago texted Frank, "Are you at work?"
Yeah, and I wasn't at work.
You weren't at work, and
No.
as soon as you said, "No, I'm not at work," I was like, "You're here. Be here as fast as you can without dying." That was literally the text.
The exact text message. Get here as soon as you can. Don't die. Okay.
See, I do care.
Yeah, well.
I do care.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It would have been nice to have a little bit more of a heads up, but
Hey, dude, I
We'll
gave
text
you
an hour
exactly
before next time.
I gave you the exact amount of time that I got.
45 minutes.
That's exactly how much time I got. Big Ron, how's it going? Christina, hey, how's it going? JC,
My lovely wife is on watching as well.
is she on?
Yes.
Hi, Amy.
Hi,
and
Amy.
he doesn't care at all.
That's bull. I'm not even going to go into. No.
No, he doesn't.
You suck. You know that?
I do. See, Amy, he came for this. See? Man, I tell you, Michael, you are absolutely right. It is the best season to have a Jeep. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful today. There was enough breeze to keep it cool, but having that top down.
Or a Chrysler 300.
Man, your top
or
was
a
down.
Honda with a,
You know what? No, my top wasn't.
No,
no, unfortunately. But we'll talk about that coming up.
Yeah,
because I do have good news. Very, very good news. So
yeah, he is traded the Jeep in on the M300.
No,
you were pimping straight up.
Oh my God,
when
dude!
You pulled in.
Yeah, that car. A certain persona comes over me.
Oh my God!
And we could see it.
I just feel like my dad, and like the Ginzo Italian from Brooklyn. That just comes out, and I'm like, oh, I gotta stop. I gotta when I get out of the car, I gotta like pull myself back.
Awesome.
Yeah, I straight up wanted to see him like in one of those white power suits
With a cane.
With a cane,
And
yeah,
platforms.
exactly.
Nah, you like the nice college shirts, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy, the Smoky Mountain Jeep Club. They actually do the annual Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, which is huge
Yeah.
in East Tennessee. I mean, it's huge.
I think we should try to go to that.
We should try to go.
It would be nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Jeep Life podcast trip.
Invades the invasion.
Yeah.
Invasion. I like that.
I think we're in.
All right, Go Fox.
Adventures.
Go Fox Adventures. You hear the title of it. We need T-shirts and we need promotion. Yeah, we're going.
I'm
The
in.
Jeep Life podcast invades the invasion.
I have off for that.
Dude, it's already in the calendar.
Yep.
All right, so we're there.
I
No, I did not.
you saw that too.
Yeah. Scott, don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. Come on.
When are we going to get his beautiful face on this podcast again?
Dude, I only let him call in. There's a reason I don't want his mug on here.
The face for radio, right?
That's right. I was actually going to say something somewhere, but Scott interrupted me with that dumbass comment. But I think I'm going to go back to Michael's comment about the season for having a Jeep, and
Yes.
it truly is, and I know where he works,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen pictures from Jeeps from where he works, and I think it would be cool if we could do some sort of photo shoot with the Jeep Life podcast where he works. I'm just putting it out there, Mike. If you know,
If you want to hit us up, what's our email address again?
yeah, that just Terry at jeeplifepodcast.com.
Terry at Jeep Life Podcast.
No,
He'll set it up, and we'll get out there, and yeah, it'll be.
go ahead and
it'll be
spam it in for me, will you? You got it, Michael. I will. I love days like today. I actually spent a good chunk of my day in my Jeep, just driving around, staring at lights on the dashboard. Don, did we ever solve that? And
Well,
are we going to go with
we're
what
gonna-
Scott recommends?
We're going to go with a wheel speed sensor and wheel bearing.
Wheel bearing,
Because you're not cheap. If
not a
it were me-
wheelbarrow.
No.
No
Wheel bearing.
All right.
So if if you were cheap like me, I'd take that sensor out, clean it off, and put it back in.
maybe before I unbox the bearing on Wednesday,
We'll try it. Yeah.
we'll try the
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
If you need to, remember how to actually put a bearing in, you
I'll
can go
watch
ahead
your
and watch
video.
my video.
Yeah,
Because you were actually
I was there
filming it.
Yeah,
And when we did the wheel bearing and speed sensor on Shady Lady. And it's funny because I was unpacking stuff in my garage today, and guess what I found?
did you find
The
the
old
one?
wheel bearing with Everything's still intact in a box.
So
which,
you
is,
moved-
which is a good wheel bearing.
Yeah, it actually is a good
Right,
wheel bearing.
because that wasn't the
That
cause of
wasn't-
this.
That was not the squeak. We found the squeak.
It was Carden?
Yeah, it was the Carden.
Yeah.
Once I pulled the drive shaft out, I was able to actually get up in there, and then the fitting is so small. It's a
Yeah.
it's a needle
Yep.
fitting,
Yep.
so you really had to get in there, and it was impossible to do while it was on the Jeep. So, but yeah,
They don't take, for some reason or other, they always make noise. They always end up getting dry. And,
but at least I know the next time it starts to squeak, I know what to do.
Oh, do you read that message, Don?
which one?
From Michael. In an Explorer
Oh, yeah,
post.
he was. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael says a long time ago
Yeah,
I was
okay.
an Explorer post with I think Don's father
Yep.
at NACC.
Yeah.
We rebuilt the 4.0 inline six for a Jeep. What an experience!
I did the wrong kind of scouting. If I wasn't rebuilding a 4.0 inline,
It was
I learned how
pretty
to tie knots.
My dad started that.
And
at the
pitch a tent.
college. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't scout.
I 100% got all of my car knowledge from the people that are texting back and forth to us and the people sitting around this table. And I didn't get that
I got-
from my Explorer post, let me tell you.
I got my car knowledge from buying shit boxes for many years
There you go.
and then just fixing them.
Well, you haven't had to fix your Mustang.
Yeah, that's been
been solid,
Where's the wood?
right?
Knock
Because
on
you
that
get-
wood right there.
Are you driving it that much anymore right now?
No, because I'm driving someone else's
Right,
car.
You're driving that pimp daddy car.
Dude, that Chrysler 300. Let me tell you about this car though. I like it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, sure.
I like it because it's smooth, it's quiet. It's actually it's quick for what it is.
Sure,
Because
sure.
the damn thing weighs, it's got to be a 7,000-pound car. It's tremendous.
Right.
But it attracts attention.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the things that I kind of like when I'm driving a black Mustang with tinted windows at night. I can just go and no one even looks at me. I got on 78 the other day and
Yeah.
I got a ticket.
Did you really?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize how fast you're going
Well,
because it moves smooth, right?
It does. It's very smooth. But I set the cruise control, and I did set the cruise controller, to whatever speed.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's long story. I don't even want to get into it. But I got a ticket.
How
so.
fast were you going? Amy, listen right here.
No,
listen.
it wasn't about. All right. So I set the cruise control to like 85.
Oh, yeah.
So that's normal because it's 2:00 in the
Oh,
morning.
sure.
Don, it's 2:00 in the morning. How fast you going?
100 if I'm in my Jeep.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to
In
go ahead and
Mexico.
tell you.
Wait, let me just say
Yeah,
in
well,
Mexico.
At
You know, I work in
2 o'clock in the
Mexico.
morning. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm asleep. That's how fast I'm driving.
Didn't you know there's no speed limits after midnight?
After midnight.
That's especially in Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So
Yep.
Los Federales got me. This is the situation though, because so I get on the highway and I'm just cruising and I see a set of headlights coming up behind me fast.
Yeah.
Like real fast.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, let me move over. So I moved over to the right lane.
Yep.
And guess what? He moved over
He
to the right
moved-
lane
yep.
too. Lit me up. I was like, okay. I pulled over. They came up and then, you know where I pulled you over? And I was honest. I was like, all right, yeah, I was speeding. And he's like, well, how fast do you think you were going? And I said, well, I set my speed, my cruise control at 85. I
Yeah.
said, you could even see it. He's like, try 101.
101.
I was like, no, there's no way because
It's not my fault. The
I
cruise
just
is
got
off.
on the highway. No, this is the situation. I just got on the highway.
Yeah.
And the cop said to me, you blew past me at the toll plaza at 101. I didn't get on at the toll plaza.
Oh.
So between the toll plaza and where I got on,
Somebody hit him.
somebody hit him and kept going.
Yeah.
And I happened to be the unlucky sap
Oh.
that gets on the highway. But he said, well,
Yep.
I can't get you for speeding, so here's another ticket. We'll just leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Huh.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. So I have been recording this, so I will send it to my local representative
fine.
in court in your support.
And yeah.
In your support, right? Yeah. I back how we got started in all this. Dave says 24. What's the ratio? 1 to 24.
1/24 model kits.
Yeah.
Got me started.
Got him started. Building models. I know you build models.
Oh yeah. If you go on my Instagram.
Yeah. Go ahead and plug this.
Go on my Instagram. It's at gray_bird_garage. And you can scroll back on my Instagram. You can see all the models that I've built over the last couple of years. Also on Facebook, I have under photos. I have specific year albums that I have. So
yeah, you do a
definitely go
real
check it
nice
out.
job with your models. I got to tell you,
Yeah,
do.
you do.
And now that you're doing some printing, 3D printing.
Yes.
You've got some even cooler parts to
I got
add to those models.
I got some really cool stuff that
Yeah.
I print now and can now.
What was the one you did? Was it a Bullet Mustang that was in the next to the shipping container? In the
Oh no,
garage?
that was actually
Was it a Supra or something?
Nissan Skyline GTR
That's what
R34.
it was. That was a cool.
R34
cool.
GTR
Yeah.
Skyline.
Yeah.
And what I did was I built the car and then I used a weathering kit to weather it
Yep.
to make it look
Yep.
like it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
And then I found a shipping container model of a shipping
Yeah.
container. So
And
I built
weathered
that,
it.
weathered that, dented it up, put it on a base, used some scenic material to and check that out on my Instagram
Yeah,
because
that was-
I got a lot of positive feedback on that.
That was cool. That's one of those ones where I'd like download the picture and enlarge it and look
Yep.
at everything.
Yeah. And
the detail.
it's a great if you can get the right filter or lens for your camera, you can
Mhm.
actually do some real nice work with that and make it look even more realistic.
Well, what I ended up doing was I took it outside.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in the sunlight, and then I had it on a snack tray.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
positioned it in so that the sun was hitting it just right,
yeah.
and then I
Use
squatted
black
down
background and yeah,
to get the trees in the background,
Yeah.
so it looks like
Yeah, a
looks
little more
legit.
light. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Yeah, there is a lot of Mustang love going on, and I like it. I was a Mustang owner myself
Yep.
back in the day, and if I'd known more about cars, I would probably still own that Mustang.
You
But
should have.
but you know,
67 fastbacks don't come along every day nowadays.
no. But anyway, I take a moment, share this out, and we're going to get rolling on the show. We've been kind of taking a stroll down memory lane, so that's going to actually set us up for our topic. So I wanted to kind of lead in with that. And while everybody's sharing that out, I want to share some of our partners. We've got a discount code from quite a few of our partners, and our partners are amazing, and we do appreciate them. I'm going to go ahead and start with Armorlight. There is Jeep Life Podcast 10 on any full system through the year. So Armorlight, Jeep Life Podcast 10. Power Tank is Jeep Life Pod 15. Jeep Life Pod 15.
What does that get you?
15%.
15%
Off of the system.
Full system.
Off a full system.
Yep.
And
that's some serious cash right there.
I love all of our partners because they're actually giving the deal, right? They're truly giving the deal. Pypes, free shipping.
Free
shipping with Jeep Life. As
we know how much shipping would be on that box.
It's not light,
Those
and they're not
boxes
small.
are big.
Exactly.
And they're heavy. Yes.
So
the fact that they're giving us free shipping, shout out Pypes. We love you guys.
Yeah, and I know right now they've given out a couple of systems to our listeners, and we appreciate that right now.
Yeah, I think Peter just put his on.
He did this week, and then I've told him if he doesn't put out a Hot Boy video,
we gotta get
that I'm going over there and I'm going to take the system off, and I'm going to take it and drive it and put it back on Dave's desk for him. And
yeah, it's funny. I talked to him yesterday. I said, "Are you a Hot Boy yet?" He's like, "Yeah."
I love that.
What did I see? Wasn't it something on Facebook with you today that made me laugh, or yesterday? What the heck was it? I don't know. Like, he has no shame.
No,
it was just like,
oh,
yeah, Hot Boy Summer hashtag. Tread Lightly, which is that amazing organization. They're right now, for our listeners, 50% off their $50 and $100 memberships, which is amazing. And their $100 memberships actually get you affiliate pricing on Jeeps, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So they're a great organization. We do everything we can to support them. I know I'm reaching out to Matt and a couple other friends of theirs this week to see if we can do a project together.
Nice.
They're pretty amazing, and we appreciate their support and coming on to our show. Very recently, we had the Tom from Rock Slide Engineering on the show, and we're working right now on a 10% discount from them.
Oh, that's nice.
I should have that available for our next show. I want to make sure that we get the spelling right and everything before I give it out to our listeners, but I know that's going to happen. We're excited to have them as a partner as well. But I hope everybody shared everything out while I've been kind of
what's next?
pumping up our partners. What's that?
I think there's a button that you have to press.
There is a button I have to push.
There was something.
It literally it says intro. And I know you haven't seen my little thing down here, but
that's neat.
Isn't that neat?
That is
so go ahead and why don't you hit that intro button?
I get to hit the button.
You get to hit the
What
button.
the hell? I never got to hit the button.
Well, you sat way over there. When you move over to this
Look,
side,
I
of
got
the
long
table,
arms. I can reach.
You
it.
know
all
what?
right, fair enough.
You just ain't that special.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're that podcast where we celebrate the Jeep life and everything that it encompasses. And, I know that I get to live that Jeep life all the time, and the guy who gets to share it with me so much of the time is sitting to my right. Don, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'm good. And I just have to, you always come to my rescue. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I love working on Jeeps.
I know.
And I love you, so what the hell?
I mean,
Wait,
the
yeah.
two favorite things in the
The
world.
whole world.
And shush, shush, shush. You don't.
You said coming to the rescue. Hold on now.
You didn't. Oh, you're coming to Billy's rescue.
Mhm.
You're making Billy look good. Yeah, so Don, I think we've determined that if we just clean the sensor, we might be okay. But I'm going ahead and ordering the part.
There's two routes. So
Yeah.
you can do it the right way, which would be let's replace the sensor, the wheel bearing, because they go bad at 100,000.
Yep.
And that's the right way. Or there's the Dombre cheap way.
And
I hate spending money on
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Even like new nice parts for the Jeep. I'm like, I so badly want it, but I don't want to pay for it.
yeah.
So we could just take the sensor out and blow it off a little, put it back in.
I have my Power Tank Master Blaster.
Yeah.
I'll just be able to squirt
Yeah.
some air in there,
Yeah, we're done.
and we're done.
Good.
All right,
Yep.
we're gonna try that first. I
Okay.
think Scott and I might
Swing by.
swing by and do that.
Sounds good.
And the other guy who always bells me out whenever I text him, he could be at work driving a train down the road, and if I text him, hey man, are you in for a show? He's just gonna leave it. He's going to automatically put it in, tie a belt around the throttle, jump off, and come on up. Frank, how you doing, man?
Good. How are we doing tonight?
Man, thanks for answering that text.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally was an hour ago.
Less than that. Well, yeah. At this point, yeah.
At this point, it was an hour.
About an hour ago.
I said, get here as fast as you can. Don't die.
Don't die. Exact words.
And you got here as fast as you could, and
And
you didn't die.
I'm not dead. Ain't
No,
that
but-
amazing.
You didn't
How
pull
far
up.
is the new place from here? Driving normal.
Oh, driving normal about 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's a lot closer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot
Oh, yeah,
closer,
it's a lot
which
closer.
is dangerous. You and I being close together again. It really
You know,
is.
I was when you posted earlier today that you were driving around with your top off. I was half inclined to say I was half tempted to just text you and say, "Here's my address. Come on by for a beer."
Oh, dude, if you had him, I would have been.
I know.
You know, I'd have been there.
I know.
Maybe
but
that's why you didn't.
the problem was I have a lot of stuff that I'm still doing at the house, so
I don't care.
I
I can watch you do. I can watch you
just,
work.
yeah, I'll sit-
It's what I do. I sit around, drink a beer, and watch you
It
work.
doesn't work well. When he comes over to do that at my place, it doesn't work well.
yeah.
No, I just
Drags
But
me
we
down.
all know what happens when Terry needs something done on his Jeep. He sits and drinks beer, and we do work on his Jeep.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I have you for. It's, I allow you to hang out with the coolness of me. I get to use your hands. I don't know.
Someone's head's getting a little
Oh,
big, but
It
okay.
always has been. But man, I appreciate you jumping in and,
No problem.
and,
no problem.
and helping us out. If you're new to the show, Frank is the magic behind a lot of our YouTube success as our driveway mechanic. Man, we appreciate that. What cool new videos have you done lately? As I know you're in the process of moving, so
Yeah.
we've kind of pushed pause on some of that.
Well,
right?
yeah, a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I was trying to get stuff done over the winter, and it's really hard to work outside when it's 10 degrees out and snowing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of pushed pause on a couple of things. I did a couple of small projects on Sean Judge's Jeep.
Yeah, which
I
it
was-
looks great, man.
Yeah. So the couple of small things I did on his Jeep was a front drive shaft replacement, and I did the Warren power interrupter kit on the on his winch.
Yep.
So
How'd that go?
that went great. It
'Cause
went great.
I have been thinking about that as something to look at.
Yeah, I like the fact that you could now use that solenoid right from your switch pod,
Yeah.
and you don't have to
You really
worry
should,
about.
Terry, because if something happens with that wench, like if the solenoid doesn't kick off,
Right,
you know,
right. And it just winds up.
yeah, or if you get a short or something like
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
they're
So we'll
definitely-
look
your
at that.
battery
We'll look
or-
at that.
Yep.
or something worse. But besides that, that's basically it. Just in the
I'm
process.
ready for your garage to get open.
Well, that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weekends. Is just between unpacking everything, setting everything up in a in a workable configuration, and then trying to find all of my tools. Which
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah,
that's
right.
oh,
Oh, I hate moving. I hate it.
I had everything packed, and then as I'm unpacking everything, I'm like, I just can't find anything, and so after all that's said and done, I actually made a lot of progress today. I unpacked a whole bunch of boxes, and I got a bunch of stuff set up
good.
there. So
Good.
we'll be able to be doing stuff probably within the next week or two, and I already have a laundry list of projects of people, both on my Jeep and on other people's Jeeps that are going to be done soon. But my next video,
Yeah.
I'm actually
are we teasing it right now?
I'm teasing it right now.
All right.
I'm teasing it right now. I'm doing just a special motor replacement video.
Oh, right.
But
Bad Bird
yes,
has been
so
bad.
long story short,
I saw the video.
did you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
awesome.
good. That's good.
The teaser video for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's going to be in the middle of the video because I'm actually going to do a whole thing where I explain what was going on from
Yeah.
the very beginning. You know, my woes with Chrysler and warranty, which it's been a process.
Yeah.
It's been a process, and we're talking more than a year. But when all's said and done, the dealership backed me. I got a motor.
Yep.
And it's in right now, and I'm actually picking it up tomorrow.
Perfect. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Back to the Jeep life.
Back to the Jeep life. I couldn't. They gave me a loaner car.
Yeah.
All right, they gave me a Chrysler 300.
Yeah.
Which is a nice car.
Yeah.
It's nice, but I really miss my Jeep. I'm gonna be honest with you because like, there's just the small nuances of driving a Jeep that we all love.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know. I can't tell you how many Jeeps I waved at while driving a 300.
Oh, I do that all the time.
And people are looking at me like, what the F is wrong with this
they
guy?
look at you like, do I
Yeah.
know you?
Yeah,
What
like,
the hell, asshole?
Sorry.
Creeper. That's it, creeper.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I've driven your Honda,
Yeah.
and I'm. Are they going to be able to see me over their bumper because I'm so low on the ground? But yeah, here I am waving.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm a dumbass.
That asshole just do a Jeep wave from a Honda. I thought about taking the H off and putting like Jeep on the front just so
Oh, yeah.
people understand.
You
know?
should. Yeah. Put a J.
Put a J.
Put a J. But no, thank you for filling in here. That's been
Not a
awesome.
problem.
And Don, as always, thanks for hanging out with us. And it's funny. I'm watching the comments from our live listeners, and dude, there's some straight up comedy. So if you're listening to us right now, you've downloaded our podcast as an audio podcast. You are missing out when we do our live shows because there is literally comedic gold happening in the comments.
Only when Scott Ammerman's throwing his 2 cents, $5
yeah,
and hoagie in.
I don't know. There's some other stuff going on in there. I think Michael wants to know how many ducks has the 300 gotten.
Yeah, right.
0 ducks, 1 ticket.
I love it. So this week it was a fairly down Jeep week. I know when Billy shows up, he can talk about his event that he had this week, but we really didn't get together and do that much. But we got an interesting email. We've gone international, baby.
Yes, we have.
We
I
are-
thought we did before, though.
We are big time. No, I think we went to Washington State, California, which
Nah, I think
seems
we
like a
were,
different country.
Mexico or something.
I don't know. I don't. In an email form or
No,
review?
Canada before. This
Did
is
we-
the second one
oh, is
from
it
Canada.
second one,
Yes.
eh?
Yep.
And a
Although
boat.
he says it.
I know
out.
he does. Hey, speaking of which, why don't you give us a little?
I love
a
how
little,
you ask. I
a
hate
little
reading
sample.
these.
I know you
So
do.
there is another podcast out there, and they have a 10-year-old girl read them, and she does better than I do. I hate reading out loud. All right, I got this.
All right, you got it.
I got it. Let me just pull this a little closer because I can't
I was
see
going to say, you
anymore.
got your bifocals on. And,
Yeah, about it. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know you have some great content. That's it.
That's it. That's all. That's all it needs to be
All
said.
right.
Really.
Really, I know.
So great content.
I'm from British Columbia, Canada, and that's all he wrote.
Oh yeah.
I'm from British Columbia, Canada, and though I've never wheeled back east, I would imagine PA is a lot like BC with big trees and tight technical trails. Unfortunately, we don't have any off-road parks here, but we do have a vast network of logging road, an area that clubs have built some crazy trails. Whipsaw, Upper and Lower, fucked.
Yeah. I love it.
FUCT.
Yeah.
To name a few famous ones on YouTube. I have a 2012 Rubicon JK I've dubbed Stormfront. I'm running a 2.5 LCG lift with 35-inch Patagonias on 17x9 Dirty Life DT1 bead locks and TMR Customs 2.5 aluminum steering kit. I wheel it almost every weekend, and I love to show some support for you all here in the West Coast with a sticker. See, we Canadians don't always say about an A.
They say a boot.
Oh, is it
A
a boot?
boot.
Is that
Yeah.
what it is? A boot?
Yeah, a boot.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they don't all say it. He said they don't.
No, they do.
They do.
And they all
So-
watch hockey and drink Labatt's Light.
Yeah, I mean, and wheel. What
Right,
else you gonna
and
do?
wheel.
And cut trees down.
It is.
There's beavers all over the place. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
Are-
actually, one of my places that I really want to wheel
Yeah.
is Western Canada. I understand there is some like seriously cool off-roading up there.
I only think of it in hockey terms.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Vancouver's got a team up
Yep,
there, and
yep.
they're a great team, and
Mighty Ducks,
the Canucks.
the Canucks. Gotcha.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks are in Southern California.
Yeah, but didn't they play in Canada or something, or film that in Canada?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
Hockey, Canada.
Yeah,
it's
really.
all good.
I mean,
But anyway, we don't have the big trees that they have up there. I mean, they've got those huge trees
they do
on the
they
West
do.
Coast.
And I think I mean, we have. If you go out to Western PA, there's some bigger hardwood. We don't
Yeah,
have the hardwood like we do.
yeah, we've got a lot of trees.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
just not huge,
Right.
right? But yeah, I would assume that would be very similar.
I think it is. I think their wheeling is a little muddier, and I think it's a little more extreme too. I think they got some bigger rocks and
maybe some steeper stuff as well. Yeah.
yeah. You know, at least in this area immediately. But
Well-
it's one of the places I really. British Columbia is beautiful.
Oh,
gorgeous.
it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
I think
Canada itself is gorgeous. Like
as our Patreon grows,
yeah,
maybe we'll one year take a trip up to
I think we
to
should.
BC. Right, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
And I love his build. So 2012 Rubicon. I like the LCG lift.
We've talked about the
Right on the
LCG.
money.
Yeah.
You know, Patagonias are good tires. Dirty Life bead locks, awesome. You know, he's done the steering, so he's done everything right. And
Yeah, I love it.
yeah,
Very
yeah. It was
nice.
a great
Very nice.
email. I dig that one.
Yeah, Mark. So thanks for that email, and I do have a couple stickers to send your way. You know, there's a couple ways to get some stickers. One is to send us a killer email like that, and he sent it through the website. So he went to jeepife.com,
Nice.
jeeplifepodcast.com, and just send an email from there. You can send it to info@jeeplifepodcast.com. Go to our link tree, wherever. The other way is to become a Patreon subscriber and help us bring more and more content to you, so that we send out stickers to our Patreon subscribers as well. Or, you know, come find us on the trail. If you're out on the trail, I guarantee you one of us has a sticker in.
Or hit me
In the
up.
Jeep.
I'll give you Terry's address. You come to his house, knock on the door, and he'll just hand you a sticker. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, come
Be on
knock
your
on the
way.
door. Yeah,
In
that's
fact, we'll
exactly.
just put a sticker box out front.
Right.
Help
that would
yourself.
work.
Yeah.
See,
Ooh, I could put one out there and put a combo lock on
Yeah,
it.
like those books, like those
Yeah.
book things in the parks.
Oh
We should
yeah,
just start putting Jeep Life podcast stickers.
I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
So Mark, thanks for that email. That was awesome, and I'll help you out with some stickers. You can share the love.
absolutely.
All right. Normally, this is where Billy tells us where we're going to be or what events are happening in the world. But since he's not here, Frank gets to do that.
I get to be Billy. Okay. All right. So coming up, we have the Go Topless Day.
Woohoo! This is awesome.
Go Topless Day. I mean, excellent event. Love it. Love it. Actually, I just hung my Go Topless flag from 2 years ago
Nice.
in the new garage.
Nice.
Go Topless Day is Saturday, May 15th. Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania is going to be going up there to Mountain View Vineyard. It's a winery, brewery, distillery, alcoholery.
Everything.
I made that up,
Halloween,
but yeah. They're making a special beer for us.
Yeah.
And
It's already brewed. It's ready to go.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Yeah, so that's Saturday, May 15th. Coming up.
Wait.
Yep.
We're going to broadcast live from there.
Yeah, it's on
right?
our schedule.
It's on the
Yep.
schedule.
Oh.
Yeah, and so if you're going to watch us that week, it'll be through that, or you come to the event
Absolutely.
and watch us live there,
That would be great.
which would be killer. You know,
Yeah.
bring out a lawn chair, set it down. We're gonna have the speakers out.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It'd be awesome.
It'll be awesome, right?
Yeah, I didn't take the Jeep apart just so I could go.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right, on.
All right, so here it says Trail Fest 2021 at the Adventure Off-Road Park and Nature Center in Tennessee, April 30th to May 2nd.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
We have something else here. 2021 Prom Ride at AOAA, hosted by Girls Play at AOAA and EJA on August 28th. So those are all fun events, and it's just to get you either into the Jeep life if you're not into it already, or continue to experience the Jeep life as we're all doing on a daily basis. So
Perfect. I love that. It's events like these that are a lot of fun where you get to hang out with people, and
It's nice to go and see people that you haven't seen in a while.
especially now since we've been
Yeah.
this COVID thing. I'm done. I did get my second shot, and I would encourage everybody to go get a shot in their arm.
Absolutely.
And I don't care what
My wife got hers. She's all good.
and
That's it's the way to go now. So
it is the way
hey.
to go. If the more people get it, the quicker all this is going to be done. We can get rid of
Absolutely.
those stupid masks. We can start hanging out in masks again, back to our normal life. And
I actually don't mind wearing a mask. That's,
no, it's improvement for you.
Yes, it really is.
We don't mind you wearing a mask either. But it's a good way to kind of get through that. Now, I will say that my second shot, the reason I didn't do much jeeping this week,
it kicked your ass, didn't
kicked
it?
my ass. Yeah. Which I kind of expected, but
ouchie, ouchie. I never heard that before.
No, I love it. Oh, damn. And we also we're going to do a product review this week, and we just didn't. We had we didn't. We just didn't get our ducks in a row.
We are wildly unprepared for the day. Let's just put it that way.
Typical. But it kind of.
Do I have anything on me that we can review? Hold on.
We could review your 300.
So the Chrysler 300. We'll talk about that now.
Let's talk a little bit about our topic for tonight.
Sure.
And it kind of led in. We kind of did last week. We talked a few things, and it kind of started something for me. I love to go wheeling, and I wheel fairly hardcore now. It's not, but that wasn't kind of what I learned about jeeping. That wasn't how I got into jeeping.
Right.
And some of my fondest memories aren't necessarily out on the rocks. They're doing cool things like top down, going to the beach. So I thought it would be good if we all kind of came up with a couple favorite memories of our Jeep life, or what got us into the Jeep life, or what's keeping us in that Jeep life. So who's got something to kick off? I know, Don,
we're not talking about that one on air.
No, you don't have to talk about that one.
So a lot. One of my, I was thinking today, I was trying to think, I probably should have wrote these down because I have so many of them. But one that I really enjoyed, like 2 years back, we were up at Bald Eagle, and just driving around. So I got the Purple Lizard map.
Yep.
Plugged anybody looking for maps, like paper maps. Purple Lizard has the best of some, for some local wheeling spots. So I grabbed one of those maps, and we went up and we roamed Bald Eagle State Forest, and it is a huge area. I had the family with me. We pulled over on a trail. We had some lunch. We drove dirt roads, did a little bit of light wheeling, and then came out to a lake where we all went swimming at the end of the day. After that, we, Purple Lizard on their maps has like recommendations for restaurants, local places. We went to this great pub. Can't remember the name of any of this right now, but we had a nice dinner, and they had a live band playing. It was nice. It was a nice summer day, and it's a good time.
So I'm going to try to remember to put Purple Lizards in our show notes.
Yeah, you really should, because they're doing stuff down pretty far. I know Kyle is doing stuff for them. Actually, Bald Eagle. I think he said he was scouting out and doing some stuff for them. They get some really, really good stuff.
All right, so I'm going to put that in the show notes so that we can have it to reference, because I like that idea of especially local calls. You know, when you're out, because sometimes when you're out on the trail, that's the destination, but maybe you want to grab some dinner or grab a brew
that was
after.
Probably one of the most memorable parts. Like we were tired and we just wanted to grab something to eat and go somewhere different. And this was just, it was crazy. It was this little town, maybe 25 houses, and they get this great pub in the middle of it. And live
Nice.
band, and people come from all over just to hang out, and
I'll do that. So that to me kind of embodies that Jeep feeling, right?
absolutely, yeah,
A bunch of
yeah.
people getting together, going
Yep.
to hear a concert in the background. You
Yep.
know, it just
Yep.
that it's all the feels right there
It's
of that
that's
Jeep life.
the camaraderie.
Yeah,
Camaraderie.
yeah. So, how
Yeah.
about you, Frank?
Well, most of my jeeping memories, so to speak, are all pretty recent. Because prior to meeting my wife, I really never gave much of a second thought to doing anything with
Right,
Jeeps.
right. So you're relatively recent in
Yes,
this.
I'm still pretty. I'm still pretty new. I'm still pretty green on the trails. You know,
Yep.
not. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't want to go down a blue trail because either I'm going to break or I'm gonna. It's just not going to be fun for me.
Ron, and I'll get you. Ron, and I'll get you where you need to be.
That's why I love going with Ron, because
he's
every time
great.
we go, he always he manages to get me places that it's just really, really nice.
Yeah.
But I can go back to when right around the time when I first met my wife Amy, and she had just bought her Jeep. She had just bought the 2014 that she currently has.
Shady Lady.
Miss Shady Lady.
Yep.
And there was an event that was posted on Facebook at a Famous Reading Outdoors. It was the Crusade
Was
for
it-
Autism,
Okay, yeah.
and she
Coal
she
Pit
was,
Crusade.
Yes, Coal Pit Crusade.
Yep.
Exactly. She was already a member of Jeep Enthusiasts because someone left a card on her Jeep.
I don't know who that
I
was.
don't know who that could possibly be.
Guilty.
But when we went there, I didn't have my Jeep at this time, so we went in her Jeep, and it was unbelievable to see. Like, you know, it was a rainy, muddy day, but there was still probably 200 Jeeps there,
Yeah.
and everyone was going out on the trails, and it was organized well. You know, we're gonna go on this trail, we're gonna go on that trail. She had never really wheeled before. I never did it before either.
Right,
and it
right.
was just. It was an experience, and it was something that stayed in my mind. And right after that day, I said, you know what? I got to get a Jeep.
Yeah. I've done the Coal Pit Crusade a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
FRO is not my favorite park on the planet, but I actually enjoyed that event at that location.
Yeah.
The guides they have are really good. And the people, I mean, it's for a good cause. So it's, and I think that always helps out.
They always manage to raise a decent amount of money.
Yep.
Plus, they also have the auctions that happen there.
Yep, and it's a good mix of inexperienced
Mm-hmm.
and experienced people, and so you can be surrounded by people that are really good and on the same trail, and they can help you through obstacles. And if something goes wrong, I broke my shock on at Coal Pit Crusade out on the trail. And I literally hadn't even slowed down, and two guys were already underneath my Jeep trying to pull the shock off. So it was pretty awesome.
That just speaks to the camaraderie again. That's what it's all about. You know, it's when you're out with other people, other Jeepers, it's more of a family feel than it is anything else.
Yeah,
it's different than like going to the racetrack or anything like that. There's, it is
completely different.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, and I've blogged about this before on the website, but I got into Jeeping when I was 15 years old, and I worked at a Boy Scout camp. We're talking about Boy Scouts. I went to camp, and I was working at camp in the aquatics team, and my mom, she did her best with two kids, and I love her for it. But to take me all the way into camp was an ordeal every Sunday when to take me in to get ready to go to work. So I had arranged it with my boss to meet out in town and then go to camp, because camp was literally on a series of not well maintained gravel roads getting there. And he had this old CJ, like powder blue CJ, and it literally had 3 dials on and an old radio, and a stick shift in the pan, and then there was the the earth. it was amazing. And so I'd throw my bag in the back, and here we go, put the lap belt. There was no full full. It was just a lap belt.
You're lucky it had lap belts.
And here we go. He was driving that thing 80 miles an hour on those gravel roads, and the wind. I mean, it wasn't a top. He didn't own a top for that Jeep. It was either in his barn or it was out on the trail. And so that was my first experience. I was like, man, there's nothing cooler than watching Andy Smith driving. He had these long black curly hair and just blowing in the wind. And I was like, I want to be that guy.
What was playing on the radio?
Dude, it had to be something like
Freebird?
Zeppelin, Freebird.
It was something Zeppelin, something 70s rock.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, just blaring as loud as that one speaker right in the center of the dash would allow it to. And we're just cruising right along as hard as he could drive on those gravel roads, and feeling every bump, and you're just looking. There's no door, there's nothing. The gravel's right there, and you're like, man, this is the closest thing to true freedom that I can feel.
Yep.
And from that point on, I knew that I was a Jeep guy through and through. And from that point on, I've owned 5 different Jeeps. But that was, I still take it back. I could smell the engine. It had all
that
this
was oil burning off.
It was
Yeah.
right, that was definitely.
I know
Yeah.
what that smells like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that to me was just the beginning of that. And anytime I have my top down on my Jeep currently, I instantly go back to that exact same feeling. If I take the doors off, and I'm driving a vehicle that's way more capable and better than that vehicle, but that feeling, it is that.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I can tell it means a lot to you. I was like, yeah, I went wheeling up Baldy with my friend or my family, and then we went out to eat. Terry's like, the adjectives, Terry. Jesus.
Well, there's
See,
words.
You should have told the original story, Don.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Somebody's origin story, right?
right.
But no, I think it's great that we have these memories, and I know that you and I've rapidly texted you before,
Yep.
and me and Amy just
We hit
a trail. I mean, within an hour,
Yeah.
we were together,
I'm bored. What are you doing? Nothing. Let's go riding. Let's go wheeling. Okay.
and so we go wheeling. Then we
went
end up at
in the Poconos. Came down at we
Was
went
that
to
the
Riverwalk.
Riverwalk? Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's
And
right.
then-
That was a great time.
That was a really good
That was
time.
a great time.
It's those impromptu times that also just makes it, I think, equally good. Just
Yeah.
instantly, hey, let's do this. All right, cool, let's go. But that was one of those times.
We need more of those.
We do.
We definitely need more of those. It's been a little bit, and I'm itching. 'Cause
Yeah.
I haven't had my Jeep.
Well, I can't text you and say, hey, let's go jeeping right now, because you didn't have to. Yeah, I'll ride shotgun with somebody.
I can't. No.
No, it's not the same, is it? It's not the
gonna
same.
happen.
I love it. What about you, Don? What other story you got?
Oh man, so many. Actually, Brian Sterner just reminded me of some of his first memories were detailing my Jeep. So,
Right.
So
Well,
honestly,
he's made a career of being around Jeeps.
Yeah. He's
Right.
he's an excellent technician. Probably one of the top Jeep technicians in the area.
Yeah, he needs
Very
to do some work
knowledgeable.
on my Jeep.
Yeah.
I've got that oil thing.
Yeah. We got to talk to him.
It's kind of a normal.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Brian Sterner, shout out Brian Sterner for finding that motor for me too.
Yeah, he's connected.
It was definitely
Yeah.
100%.
Brian
Thank you very
Sterner.
much, Brian. I appeat it.
Yeah.
Appreciated your help on that.
Yep. He's at the middle of a lot of things. But so when I had my TJ and I was younger, I'd wear mud on there like it was a badge of honor.
Right.
It was covered from top to bottom. So one of the things that I used to do was, if I had students that were like a pain in the ass or something, punishment was go clean the Jeep.
Go clean. Yeah.
Yep. Now that wasn't Brian's deal. Brian would that son of a bitch could clean a car. So after they would get all the crap off, and the mud off,
Right, they would
then
do
he
all
sent then he sent Brian in to do all the the good work. But yeah, that was
So
one of the deals.
that's interesting, because there are some people who are so detail oriented with vehicles
Mhm.
that they can and they do it effortlessly. There's no effort in it
No.
to figure that out. Me, if I'm leaning down cleaning the bottom half of a door, it's pissing me off. It's pissing me the hell off. And
I used to like it a lot more.
Yeah.
I just don't have the patience. I think it's, but I don't think it's I think right now it's just it's this time in my life. Like I have so much going on. I don't have the patience. I'm like anxiety ridden. I got to get it done and move on to the next
That's
thing.
the problem, is that you're actually cleaning your Jeep.
well, you got to clean your Jeep.
Frank
Because
doesn't.
that's where the rust lives, is underneath the mud. And I want my Jeep to last forever, or at least as long as I possibly can. So I'm going to clean it as frequently as I can, and but
I clean mine, so I just I hate mud now to the point where I pulled an Austin Powers the day we were out doing the and got wedged in between like 4 trees with like an inch on each corner to move.
Was that down there? It was near Puddle Road.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I just to avoid a 3-foot deep puddle. I'm like, I'd rather take out every corner of my Jeep.
Scott and I've been in that exact spot
yeah,
on Puddle Road.
And everybody takes on damage, but we're like, yeah, I'd rather do damage.
I'd rather break my mirror off than go through mud.
Honestly, I got wedged in between 2 trees, and like on each corner, there had to be an inch on each side. So I just went back and forth bumping them for like 10 minutes till I got out.
That's just Scott trying to take a left turn.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Scott's having to do that to make that left turn.
But yeah, I dislike mud, and a big part of that is I know I don't have the time. I love a good clean vehicle.
Yep.
But I don't have the time to do it to the standard that I like to do it. So, and not all my students are as willing as Brian Sterner are to,
Well, if they want that A, most of them will settle for the B, though.
That's it.
Right? They'll settle for.
Brian was an overachiever. So,
yeah.
I exploited that shit. So,
So that weekend, it was a great off-road weekend with members of the club. But it had rained. The Friday we were off-roading, and then Saturday was a really nice day, but it would rain the day before, so there was more mud than normal.
Oh,
and so going around my normal mud puddles where I could just skim the outside,
you were going through them.
We had to go through them.
Yeah.
And so my Jeep was exceptionally dirty that weekend, and I'm the kind of person I want the mud on there for a day because I kind of wear it with a badge of honor for a day.
Yeah.
And then I want to clean it off. And and at this point, I've got a car wash down the street from me where I can go and put the money in, spray it off myself,
right,
and then just pull out and go right into their full service,
right,
and make them clean it the right way,
right.
But they'll charge me a lot more and yell at me if I pull in with all the mud on it already.
So that's a lot of car washes are like cranking down on that.
Yeah.
It just sits in the drains.
The one up in Northampton has one dedicated bay for muddy trucks and Jeeps.
See, that's the way to do it. And they probably dig out the drain.
It has the larger drain, and then whenever somebody leaves, it's always a cake on the floor, and then the guy goes out there and he power washes it away. So
see. Yep, but you don't live there anymore.
No, I don't.
You don't live there anymore.
Now I have the freaking chamois shine. I'm not even gonna get started.
So Frank, what now? You've had 2 Jeeps.
Yes, I have.
You had a TJ.
Yes,
and
the old TJ. I still see that Jeep every now and then.
What was the name of that?
Gunslinger.
That's right. That's right. It was kind of a gold.
It was
brown. Yeah, it was not a pretty color.
It was a brown Jeep.
Yeah, it was not a pretty.
It was actually what was it? Khaki pearl clear coat or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that.
It's a well-built Jeep, though.
Oh, it was great.
It was clean.
I
Right?
loved it.
It was. I like that Jeep a lot.
There are certain things about that Jeep that I do miss.
Yeah.
But then I'll get in the JKU and put the heated seat on, and
all that melts away.
anymore.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna put the heheated seats on this tomorrow when you pick it up.
You're damn right.
It's gonna be 80 degrees.
I don't care. I don't care.
Seats. So what? You haven't had your new one. Yeah, you have. You've had it long enough.
I've had it for a year now.
Yeah,
just
you've had
a
it
little
long
bit
enough.
over a year. And I know the TJ I had for about 2 years.
Yeah.
I got plenty of memories with both of them. Like you had mentioned going out to Riverwalk that day, and then going up to the back roads in the Poconos.
Yeah,
that was a great time.
It was awesome. Perfect fall day. Perfect fall day.
One of the memories that sticks out in my mind with the new Jeep is one of the. It was the day I made my first Jeep payment. Okay.
Okay.
So Amy and I had signed up for the 101 course
Oh yeah.
with off-road
Yeah,
consulting,
yeah.
and we went up to Roush Creek. We did the 101 there with it was me, Amy, and Melissa Logo was there also, and that was the day I made my first payment, and it was just like, what a way to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what a way
Yeah.
to celebrate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna push this vehicle to whatever limits they
Right.
that we can. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you haven't done the 101 up there, right?
I haven't, but I know Kyle and
Yeah.
and what he does.
They make you go through like the 3 feet of water,
Yep.
and I'm sitting there like, I don't want to do this, but everyone else is. So
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna have
Yeah,
to go ahead and
exactly.
do it. But yeah, the day that I came home from that, and I sat in the driveway and I looked at the Jeep, and the Jeep was covered in mud,
Mm-hmm.
the badge of honor.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah,
And you just started paying for it. So
Yeah.
it's
it was really like it got me in the feels, you know.
yeah.
And it was a great day. I learned a hell of a lot that day.
Yep.
My wife did as well, and it was just it was a great day.
Well, a limp there.
They got pills for that.
They do. No, that's awesome. And Jeeps aren't cheap. And I know I have to pay for my Jeep. I didn't have the
I've had
cash
like a
to
Jeep
go and
payment for the past 18 years.
right. I would gladly keep my Jeep payment going forever as long as I could have my Jeep
Yeah.
and have
Yeah,
have it
it's
in running condition and
always
Sheesh.
buying and selling Jeeps. We
Yeah.
always have.
I even had a Jeep. I even had a payment on the TJ because I had to borrow money from Amy to buy it. The Bank of Amy helped me out with that.
I think she might help me get my JT right.
She wants her Corvette now, so
Yeah, I keep sending her pictures of Corvette.
yeah, you and everyone else on Facebook.
That's true. That's true. So one of the best Jeep adventures that I've done in my life is to drive Kylo from here to California, live in California for 6 or 7 months, and then drive back.
Yeah, so I live vicariously through you through Facebook.
Yeah, because I blogged the.
I
we
didn't
all
really
were.
know you at that time, but I'm like, ooh, Terry's pretty cool. Follow.
Right. Well, that's how I get you hooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you hooked with the good stuff, and then
Yep.
you get to meet me, and you go, oh,
That's
That's
not
what it
true.
is.
No.
that's what it is.
No.
Um,
Lift up
Well,
every bit
he's
of
got
it.
a nice Jeep, so I mean,
Yeah.
we'll keep him around. But on the drive out there, 3,000 miles. I actually wrote a blog about this, and it's on our website. I drove 3,000 miles in my Jeep, and I live to tell about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, I picked him up in Tennessee, and his experience was with old Jeeps that we used to have, TJs, and you wouldn't think about taking some of the TJs and YJs that we had cross country.
Right.
Right, and let alone a soft top. I mean, if you did, it would have to be a hard top, and then you'd have to put blankets up around it just so that you could hear it. So he brings his Dave Clark noise canceling headphones with him because he's a pilot, and he's ready. And I'm like, dude, you don't need those. And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, you won't need those. We'll have a good time, but you won't need those. And sure enough, it was. I was running ATs on the way out there, all terrains,
Yep.
And they were super quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a super quiet ride until we hit Oklahoma. And Oklahoma had 35-mile-an-hour crosswinds. And, we all know that what Jeeps are in their wind, they're like sailboats. And so I have the steering wheel cut, 45 degrees just so I can go straight down the road. And then it was loud. It was howling in the Jeep.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we had a good time. We did some off-roading in Sedona. But while I was in California, every weekend I would try to do something fun and, go see somewhere cool. And there's not, and I know that Clark will back me up on this because I know I've seen his pictures, but there's nothing cooler than driving through Yosemite with the top down and being at the base of El Capitan or looking through Half Dome or just driving through those enormous trees as you're going through and you're just completely surrounded 360 degrees by the most majestic outdoor place on the planet. That to me is the ultimate Jeep life, is top down, looking up and seeing 3,000 feet of El Capitan above you. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had experiences like that, similar, but certainly not that, but just driving out Western PA.
Yeah.
And, sun's going down and you're just cruising down the highway and, you have that sunset and
You can drive a regular car and see these sights.
Yeah.
And you can drive convertibles, right? And see these sights. But I think it's something different when the top is down and on the Jeep. And
an additional sense of freedom just because of his capability.
Right, yeah.
You can do anything you want.
If I want to go that way, I can.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Where does that trail go?
Yeah.
Where does that little road go? Well, we could find out.
Yeah.
At any time.
Let's go find out.
Yeah.
So I think the word you said was that freedom, and the instant I unhook the front of my my soft top, that it literally is. I feel the weight of the work of everything in my life just disappear, and that freedom kind of feel away.
Yeah. So we got freedom, camaraderie.
Yeah.
These are the core. That is the core of the Jeep community.
Yeah.
Everyone
like-minded people, enjoying the same things, being outdoors, having the ability to, wander responsibly and seek adventure and so I think we're all in it for the same reasons. We enjoy the same thing. We enjoy like-minded good people and the freedom, the adventure, the all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's not all that wander is lost, right? That's
true.
Kind of the saying, right?
Yeah, that's a tire cover saying. Yeah.
And life is good is another one, right? Because when I'm in my Jeep,
so many life is good shirts.
no, right? It's kind of a symbiotic thing.
Yep.
So we'd love to hear where you go in your Jeep life, and the best way to do that is to tag us on Instagram as you're experiencing life. Pull over on the road and do it. Don't do it while you're
experience it and then tell us about it. Don't tell us about it while you're experiencing it, because that's number one, illegal, and number two, dangerous. We don't want anything to happen to anybody out there.
Or unless you're me and I'll Facebook Live it while I'm experiencing it, which is fun too.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Do not try this at home. Normally this is where I turn it over to Bill and say, where can you find
us? He's like Vanna White, man.
He is. And Frank here is ready to go, I think.
All right. So Linktree, linktr.ee/Jeep Life Podcast. That has everything that you need for the Jeep Life Podcast. That has links to our Facebook page. It has links to our Instagram. That has links to our Patreon. That has links to jeeplifepod.com. That has links to everything. That has links to Terry's home phone number. That has links to Don's home. All right. It doesn't have those links, but it does have everything that you need to know about us, where we are, what we're doing. You can find that right there on the Linktree. We also have that listener voicemail. That's 484-891-1172. Have we played any voicemails?
Yes. Yeah.
We have one to play?
Not today.
See, that would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
All
but
right.
We haven't had one call in a while.
Well, everybody get off your butts and give us a call tonight, because we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you guys are up to, what projects you have planned. Even if you want to just say how sexy he is today.
I think we should throw out there, I'll pay for the T-shirt. You don't have to leave a name. The craziest voicemail contest.
Boy.
Oh,
I like that.
Well, yeah,
idea.
you have to leave a name, other's how are we going to get your T-shirt?
Good point. You are going to have to.
You're going to have to leave your name.
You're going to have to own your shit.
I mean, if you want the T-shirt.
Yeah. But anyway, the craziest voicemail contest.
All right, yeah, that's actually great.
All right, so what are we going to do? The craziest between now and next week, or
do it week by week, and then
all right.
Whoever we decide, we'll give them a shout out on the podcast. Send them a sticker, and we'll go from there.
All right,
we can make this a weekly thing. You know, that would be great. I mean, think about it.
Frank's spending our money, so we need a few more Patreon supporters.
Speaking of Patreon, go to patreon.com/jeeplifepod to Jeep Life Podcast, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Patreon.com/jeeplifepodcast to become a patron of the Jeep Life Podcast. You can join at any level. We have 3 levels now, or is it?
We're I didn't add the 4th level.
All right, so we still have.
Promise I'd do it that week. That means sometime this month.
So yeah,
right.
So we have three levels of support for us. You get free stuff there too. So you know,
and extra content.
Everybody
extra
loves
content.
free stuff. Everybody loves extra content.
Mm-hmm.
Don is all over that Patreon. Love seeing his videos. Love seeing his posts. You know, we just keep it up and we keep going from there. Let's see. YouTube. Search for the Jeep Life Podcast on YouTube. We're adding new content on a regular schedule.
Yep. I know
when Billy gets around.
We have a new video going out tomorrow.
All right.
On YouTube.
I'm producing my video sometime within the next week on the
which is
the ordeal.
Awesome. I'm not going to give anything. But
you like that?
It was awesome.
You like that, right?
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure that out because I was
it was
like,
good.
I want to do something.
It was creative.
Okay, I got it. So, where else are we? We have Facebook. You know,
just everywhere.
Instagram at Jeep Life Pod. You know, that's basically it. I mean,
I love it.
If you want to make sure you visit our sponsors and you know you can use our promo codes. We gave you the promo codes earlier in the episode, so if you want to rewind back and get back at those.
Yep, they'll be in the show notes. But now go visit our partners. They're awesome. Even if you don't use the discount, they're amazing people.
They are.
And I think it's why we like having those partnerships because they're good people. They have amazing products. Can't say enough good things about them, but you know, thanks to our live listeners, it's been a hell of a show. We've had a lot of good time.
So hold on, don't quit yet. Use a boot in a sentence. I'm still flustered by this.
A boot.
43 years and I've never heard that. Use it.
Really?
Go ahead.
Well, I think.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, it instead of about,
it's a boot.
They say a boot. A boot.
Awesome.
And there's an A involved there too.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll have to do my homework on Trailer Park Boys.
I mean, we
love
Canada.
A.
We love Canada.
We love Canada.
I've heard A like a million times. You know.
Yeah.
If you watch
that one's kind of normal.
old episodes of South Park, Terrence and Phillip are from Canada.
Oh, they are.
They are.
They got the flappy heads.
Yeah.
All Canadians got the flappy heads.
heads.
I mean, Mark, when he was
And
writing his
Celine Dion.
email, his head was just flapping.
Hey there, buddy.
That's awesome.
I love it. But we appreciate
All
that. For Bill, who isn't with us, we got
Bill's
Frank,
not here.
the driveway mechanic, Don, and I'm Terry. As always, here's a big Jeep wave to you. Have a good night, everyone. Man, that was a fun show.
That was great.
It was.
Yeah, not bad. So Michael Fennell, I love that you're doing the Doug and Bob McKenzie stuff from old SNL. Take off, you hoser. We're in the Great White North. Is Bob there? No. Oh wait, I think I might have Cheech and Chong that one
A little bit.
I need to look back a little bit because I missed half these comments.
Oh, the comments are
Yeah,
gold
especially-
tonight.
Yeah,
you know.
we're-
The claw hammer. Great, thanks.
All
right.
I mean, yeah, it was.
Listen, I was a carpenter for how many years? You know how many freaking claw hammers I have sitting around at the house? Forget about it.
Yeah, that's how you
I
fix.
see. Now there's a New York thing. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Listen, I got to get back in that Chrysler now,
Yeah, I
so
know.
it's coming back now.
That's right.
Yeah, it's always a good time having Frank on with us. He is the butt of a lot of jokes, but he also brings a lot of humor, a lot of knowledge, a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to be here.
And man, you come at a second's notice, and know that it's not overlooked.
Don't get used to that though, because
No, I know you're
I'm
closer
gonna get
now.
in trouble,
You're
so-
close. You're closer now. And I got Amy on speed dial. I got no worries. I got no worries. Amy, feel free to beat the hell out of him when he gets home. All right.
Mhm.
Said with a little bit of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, we can open it up.
Yeah.
We can open. All right, man. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us tonight. I'll try to do my best to get this out tomorrow. I got to go back to the grind tomorrow. And anyway, it was great. I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.